Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. One of my favorite benefits from the VA is VA Chapter 35. This is a great benefit that puts an additional $1,488, depending, into your household usually. And I want to dive into it here. I mean, there's 1,000 different ways to slice this, right? So, I mean, you could end up getting, $1,488 times 2 or 3. And if everybody receiving it's in the same household, that's kind of how that happens. So anyway, let's dive into it here. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it. And if you're not a member, consider joining. It does help the channel. It helps me to find you quicker in the comments. One last thing, hit the thumbs up and let the video run. That's what pushes this information out. Now, Chapter 35 is the educational benefit that you can receive for your spouse and dependent children. If you have 17 children, all 17 qualify for Chapter 35 if you as the veteran meet the criteria. So there is a article here that prompted me to do this video. I've done these videos in the past on Chapter 35, and I love this benefit. So I wanted to read through the article, see kind of through a different lens what they say, and then I also have the VA's website up, so I'll touch on that. Again, the maximum amount that your spouse or dependent can receive is $1,488 per month. Now I'll dive into more of kind of the schematics on it, and we can go from there. But let's first go through this article and see what they have to say to see it, just to again, right, to see it through a different lens. All right. Let's jump. VA Chapter 35 benefits. Once approved, how long does it take for the VA Chapter 35 money to come in? That's the question on this article. It's kind of the opening, headline. U.S. veterans face a difficult challenge once their military life comes to an end. Then it moves on. The Department of Veterans Affairs Chapter 35 benefits, also known as the Survivors and Dependents Educational Assistance Program. Everything's a mouthful, which is why everybody just says Chapter 35. All right, or DEA program. Provide educational assistance to the spouses and children of veterans who are permanently and totally disabled or have died as a result of their service-connected disabilities. So in that, there's two nuggets. One is, the first nugget, veterans who are permanently and totally disabled. That's P&T. That means you're 100% rated, and the VA does not deem that you're going to get better anytime soon, so they make you permanent. All right, so that's that first nugget. You have to be 100% permanent and total. Now, the other nugget was, or have died as a result of a service-connected disability. So that means that in addition, if you qualify for this, you would also, as the spouse or potentially child or even potentially a parent, in this case, would qualify for dependency indemnity compensation. Now, dependency indemnity compensation is another monetary benefit, and you can, as a surviving spouse, receive both dependency indemnity compensation as well as the DEA, the $1,488 per month. This is an educational benefit, so you would be going to school online or what have you and receiving the $1,488 a month plus the DIC. Now, when we talk about a service member who has died as a result of their service-connected disability, here's the thing. Usually what the VA is looking for, and I haven't ever seen otherwise, but just in case, what they're looking for is a service-connected condition for that veteran is listed on the death certificate, either as the cause of death or listed as a contributing cause of death. Now, this is really important because as long as you get that service-connected condition listed in either one of those spots, the cause of death or the contributing cause of death, the VA will deem it as cause of death. That will then allow that surviving spouse to qualify for both dependency indemnity compensation, which could potentially pay up into the over $3,000 range. It's usually between about $1,600 to $3,000, depending on several factors. Plus, the surviving spouse could then in turn go to school, and while they're going to school, receive this additional $1,488. All right, let's move on. Once an individual is approved for Chapter 35 benefits, a common question arises. How long does it take for the VA Chapter 35 money to come in? How do I check my Chapter 35 benefits? And I will tell you this. Calling the education line is very simple, and they answer fairly quickly. So that is a good, benefit that we have within the VA for educational benefits, is that educational, hotline. All right. So before delving into the processing time, it's crucial to understand, I'm reading this here, how beneficiaries can check the status of their Chapter 35 benefit. The VA provides a user-friendly online portal called the Veterans Information Portal, VIP, where claimants can access a variety of information related to their benefits. Create a VIP account. To get started, individuals need to create a VIP account on the VA website. This involves providing some personal information and creating login credentials for secure access. 2, access educational benefits. Once logged in, users can navigate the section dedicated to education benefits. Here, they will find details about their Chapter 35 benefits, including the status of their application and any pending actions. Check the e-benefits system. In addition to the VIP portal, applicants can also use the e-benefits system, a joint initiative of the VA and the Department of Defense. The e-benefits system allows users to track the progress of their benefit claims and receive real-time updates. However, e-benefits is basically merging back into VA, so there's that. All right, moving back on here. Now, turning to the question of how long it takes for Chapter 35 money to come in after approval. The timeline can vary based on several factors. Generally, the VA aims to process education benefit claims within 30 days of the date they receive the application. However, certain circumstances such as incomplete documentation or the need for additional information can extend this time frame. To expedite the process of Chapter 35 benefits, applicants are encouraged to ensure all required documents are submitted accurately and promptly. Common documentation includes the application form, which is VA Form 22-5490, 22-5490 for dependents, and VA Form 22-1990 for spouses. Different form. Spouse is 22-1990. Dependent is 22-5490. And again, I'll put this in the description below as well. And don't ever hesitate to just call the VA education hotline phone number and ask them as well. They are the pros in this. And same with the school. If you're going to a larger school, the schools will have a VA certifying official. You can contact them and talk to them as well. All right, moving on. While the VA strives to process Chapter 35 benefits promptly, promptly, the actual time it takes for the money to come in can vary. By staying informed through the VIP portal or e-benefits system and ensuring all necessary documents are provided, beneficiaries can navigate the process more smoothly and access their educational assistance in a timely manner. That concludes the article. And yeah, for the most part, they've done pretty well on it. I mean, I guess what they're talking about is how long does it take to get your money. So they answered it without answering it. Just depends. On a monthly basis, you'll get it every month while you're going to school, whether you're going to school part-time, three-quarter time, full-time, or what have you. You should be getting your money every month from that. Now, I will say that this is kind of like a stipend. It doesn't pay for your education. You have to pay for your education, you as the student, right? Whoever's receiving the benefit has to pay for your school. So if you go to a very inexpensive school, maybe a community college or some sort of an online school that is approved by the VA, and you receive your money, let's say that it costs you $200, $300, $400 a month to go to school full time. Well, then you're going to pocket $1,100 a month or what have you every month while you're going through the program to help you. The idea is that, maybe instead of working full time, you can work part time, or maybe instead of working at all, you don't need to work, and so that way you can focus on school. So that's the idea behind the extra money that's involved with it. On the VA's website here, it says, VA education benefit for survivors and dependents. If you're a dependent or surviving spouse of a veteran, you may be eligible for VA education benefits. If you qualify for both survivors and dependents education assistance, the DEA, which is the Chapter 35, and the Fry Scholarship, which is another one, you have to pick one or the other when you apply. You can't do both. After you've made this decision, you can't switch, but you can use transferred benefits with both DEA and Fry Scholarship. Moves on here. I want to give you some dollar amounts real quick. All right. So for institutions of higher learning, these monthly rates are for courses at colleges and universities. So if you go to a college or a university, the amounts listed here are the full month of enrollment. Okay, so you'd have to be enrolled for the full month. We'll pay you a percentage of the full month's rate based on the number of days that you're enrolled in the month. We call this a prorated payment. For example, if your school starts on the 20th, you would get a payment for 10 days of enrollment for that month. Your payment would be 1/3 of the monthly rate. We'll pay you up to the rate listed here based on how many courses you're taking. So this is where it comes into play, where you have to have that conversation with your VA accrediting official and let them know, if you want to be full-time, hey, how many classes do I need to take through your school in order to be considered full-time for VA purposes? And then they'll tell you how you need to make that function. So if you go full-time, you will get $1,488 per month. Now, if the veteran is 100% permanent in total, right? Veteran's 100% permanent in total and has a spouse and 2 children, and those 2 children are 20 years old and 18 years old, all 3 of those people can utilize this benefit. So you're looking at $1,488 times 3, whatever that is, right? Shy of $4,500. So that's a lot of money coming into the household, especially if they're all living in the household, right? 3/4 time would be $1,176. Half time would be $862. So just wanted to share this information with you on the Chapter 35 benefit. It's a great benefit. And if you have any questions on that, you can contact the VA at 888-442-4551. 888-442-4551. Really encourage you to make that phone call if this is something that you're looking into. So thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.